Strike Studio presents.
There's new podcast and
Okay, you got it. All right, Larry.
And thank you, Matt, for doing this. I actually have a lot of questions for you. I hope you don't mind. I mean, I watched Lady Coco, and that's a very cool movie from 1975 that you have there.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you remember?
It's a very popular. It's a very popular film.
Absolutely. I can see why.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Hundra?
No, actually, I have your list, and I'm going to go through every single one of them because you cover.
Yeah, I think you might have. Yeah, Hundra you'll have a lot of fun with. That's the one that get a bunch of wrestling girls together to watch the film, and they'll go bonkers.
Really?
Promise you.
I'm just happy to have the girls around. That's really it. You know what I mean? I don't care if they're wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah, any girls that want to hang out with me, sir. Yeah, but
well,
no.
Why not?
I loved your Lady Coco movie, man. Just the way she's so powerful, and the way she controls a blackjack table, and the way she's just so. The Lola, I believe, is her name, the real name of the actress, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Lola Falana.
Yeah, Lola Falana.
Falana.
And Gene Washington. They both were phenomenal in it. And then you have Mean Joe Green in there too, one of the legends of sports. And
yeah, I made a couple of films with him.
Oh, really?
I enjoyed using him. He's a terrific guy.
Oh, wow, that's so cool. Everything that I've watched so far with that movie. Especially my favorite part was your hitman. That the fact that Mean Joe Green and the other gentleman, they never say one word to each other. The whole movie is completely silent between them, other than their body language. That they just communicate in that fashion.
Right. Well, it's supposed to get a little bit light there.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit humorous.
Yeah, it had the gunfire. It had the comedy. It had the 70s dancing, and I was really digging on the 70s music because I was born in 77 myself. Yeah, I'm 42. I'm 42.
You know who the girl was that turns out to be a guy?
Yes, at the end. Yes.
That's Millie Perkins.
Yes, right. I read the credits.
You know who she is?
I've heard of her, but I don't know a lot about her.
She was nominated for an Academy Award when she played her first film, which was The Diary of Anne Frank.
Oh, that's
which was a great classic. That was Millie Perkins. I made 2 films with her.
Absolutely. And mega cool, because I want to make sure to mention your career because it's such a long and then your documentaries from the late 90s, the Coca-Cola documentary and the United Nations one as well. So I wanted to talk a little bit about those as well.
Yeah.
You have a very, very great career, sir.
Well, I've lived a lot of years. That's why.
Well, we're very blessed.
I'm 85 years old.
God bless you, man. Thank you for 85 years strong, right?
Well, not always.
Okay. Well, fair enough. And I hope you're staying healthy and happy during this very unique time in our world with COVID and all that. I hope you're doing pretty good with that. I mean,
well, you never know. My age, if I contract anything, I'm a goner.
I understand.
Because there's no way I have the physical ability to resent it. When you get my age, you just can't think about something like that. You know,
Patricia,
that's the one thing I'm very proud about with all the Glow girls. So many of them ended up with careers and doing things that were really, they didn't just finish Glow and walk away.
no,
They finished Glow and they made the most of it and they keep up with it. I mean, there's so many of them. Patricia is one of them. Last night, Dawn Masters, who played Godiva, Lady Godiva, was on a show, and she was fantastic. And then there are so many of them that have chosen careers and worked so hard to accomplish something. And I mean, you've got a list of them. I don't know if you're familiar with the Hollywood. Hollywood has really built a
Oh
big
yes,
career for herself.
yeah. I live.
And yeah, Hollywood and the other girl, Little Egypt, has her own radio show. There's so many of them that are doing things that are just tremendous. And a lot of it was a question of them just saying, okay, they took the Glow show and they wrote it for all it's worth, and they made something out of it. So I'm very proud of them.
That's
I mean, it's just amazing how they stay up with things and they keep up with things and they find success, which is terrific.
and Patricia has plenty of stuff going on right now, and just the project she tells me about, and so I'm really looking forward to working with her beyond this interview.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, she's an incredible girl. And the most of them all fall right in line with her. You know, they're all doers. They do, you know, and I think a lot of it came from their experience in Glow. I like to think so, that a lot of them got the self-confidence because when they started in Glow, most of them didn't have the self-confidence that I see in them today. You know, they batted themselves and they did it, and I'm very proud of them.
And I can say that, you know, a lot of the characters from that show, I really think that you were the brainchild behind the original characters, the way that they became who they were. Were you a part of the character development?
Well, yeah, I mean, I really organized the show. I picked most of the characters. I directed the show. And I have to tell you, without the girls and without their capabilities, it never would have happened, but it happened.
Well, I was just wondering too, like, you know, with Vince McMahon and that time frame, did you ever watch his show and try to figure out any World Wrestling Federation ways of doing your show, or did you feel like it was all just basically based on your thoughts?
You know, I never really got involved with McMahon's show, except that every show I had in the beginning ended with a phone call to him. Those were great phone calls from our host, who called them up to report and tell them how his show went. And it was a comedy sketch. And we had an office on Las Vegas Boulevard. It was a phone booth. And they had all their paperwork and notes and everything in the phone booth. So it was a funny routine. That was the only connection I ever had with them.
And you know, you speaking of routines, do you remember Zelda's zingers? Like some of her lines are like, maybe old people are hard of hearing because nobody speaks to them. That was one of her Zelda's zingers.
Right.
Yes. And then the start of the new year is
I
a,
love Zelda.
yeah, Zelda was funny, man. She had a
I
great personality.
I
Tell me about
love
her.
Zelda. She's terrific.
Tell me
She's
about Zelda.
terrific.
Any memories of
Yeah.
Zelda?
She's great memories. She was the one that always took the beatings and always came with the philosophy. And she was adorable. Absolutely adorable.
She's really tiny as well, right? A little tiny.
Yeah. Well, she was one of the little fighters.
Well, she wasn't. I have a huge list of your characters, actually, which I was amazed by the different sizes and looks of all these different types of women. I mean, literally, it's like a who's who of what's your type of woman. You know, literally, it was just every single type of woman you can think of on the show. Was that on purpose?
Well, yeah, I created about 75 characters over the years, and not all of them scored big, but most of them did. I mean, when you go from, Matilda,
Yes.
Hun, and
Fiji. You had Fiji as well.
Fiji,
Yes.
Fiji,
The California girl,
and,
Sunny.
And Sonny. They're just terrific characters, So it was easy to play them against one another or with one another.
Yeah.
A lot of the credit for the success of the show, besides the girls, was Steve Glantz, who was my co-writer, who was fabulous. And he also doubled occasionally as the referee. And he was always the referee that was getting batted around by the girls. So there was a lot of good stuff in there.
And I was curious on how you established the relationship with the Riviera. How did that all come about that you got the show running from the Riviera on a weekly basis, right?
Yeah, I made a film with Pia Zadora.
Oh, wow.
That was called Butterfly.
Yes,
And
1982.
Butterfly was produced by Mashula Brickless, who was the man that owned the Riviera.
Oh, okay.
And as a matter of fact, he was the one that, kind of pushed me into doing the Glow Show for him. I didn't want to do it in the beginning because I wasn't really into wrestling. And I had just come back from Europe. I just did 2 films, one of them, Hundra. And he's the one, he said, now look, you have to do the show for me because I want to put this hotel on television every week with a different show.
Okay.
So we ended up doing Glow.
That's amazing. You know, you speak about your career, sir, and Matt, I just want to let you know, sir, I have your whole credits in front of me here. I don't know, are you okay with me reading off some of these? Is that all right for you?
What? Yeah, well, sure, whatever suits you.
Man and Wife, 1969. Sex and Astrology,
Yes.
1971. You have The Sexually Liberated Female, 1970, based on a best-selling book, The Sensuous Woman.
Right.
Can I keep going?
Well, The Sensuous Woman, they were documentaries. They never played in porn houses. They played in regular theaters.
Yes, sir.
And the thing that was incredible about them is I didn't do them all, but they credited me because by putting my name on them, they started making money with them.
Money.
I did the sensuous female by Glow, the sensuous female, and it just exploded in the theaters across the country. And the same company that I made that picture for started knocking out these other films. And they started putting my name on them when they started putting them out, because there was an enormous, now they were paying me, I have to say that.
Yeah.
But at the same point, nobody cared. We ended up, I ended up in the centerfold of Life magazine, 1972. There was a huge blow up of me in the middle of the magazine shooting scene from the film.
Wow.
And that kicked off a whole, they didn't want to lose. They wanted to try and say, hey, this is the guy from Life magazine. He made this. I made two of the films. One of them was The Sensuous Female, and the other one was He and She.
Okay.
He and She was a really good film. And today I have to tell you, sometimes I go to Europe to shoot a film, or we do a festival or whatever, and I see those films playing today. I mean, those are films I made. I mean, it's like unbelievable. I made them in 19, I guess in 78.
70, 71, 72.
Yeah, I mean, and they still playing, So it really, it was kind of amazing.
And let me tell you, I was a huge fan of Kojak with Telly Savalas. My father and I used to watch it all the time, and you worked with him on the Fake Out. On the Fake Out, you worked with Telly Savalas.
But he was my buddy.
Really?
He was my buddy. We were both degenerate gamblers, and we spent a lot of time together back in the old days. Yeah. When I finished the film with him, he said, "Let's go. We got to go to Europe and screen it at the Cannes Film Festival." I said, "Yeah, but we're a little late." And the producer said, "Go ahead, guys." There were no rooms in Cannes. Everything was filled up. And when we got there, Telly had a Greek friend that had his big yacht parked right in the bay with the hotel, one of the major hotels. And we went there. And of course, he was, and my other buddy, Mishula Rickless, used to say, "Stay away from him, Matt, because he likes to gamble like you." He was a total degenerate gambler. Total degenerate.
I hope he won, though. Did he win? Did he win, though?
Well, he couldn't lose because he had a great commercial going for Ford, and he had a show going, and he made big money.
Yeah. He was getting.
I have to tell you, he was a terrific guy. But he was all heart, and he was a fabulous actor. I love Telly.
And you only directed him once, or did you direct him in anything else?
No, just the one film we did together, but we were buddies for years.
Oh,
Always,
cool.
I lived at the Riviera, and every time he saw me at the Riviera, "Come on, Matt, let's go play blackjack." I said, "No, Telly, you're going to cost me money. I'll stay away." "No, come on, man. And then he'd say, "Here's $500. You sit down and you play a hand next to me for me, okay?" I lose the 500, so now I feel like obligated to pull money out of my own pocket to get it going. No, I loved it. He was a fabulous guy.
Now, since you were there at the casinos in the Vegas and Okay, I have to ask. Don Rickles, any relationship with Don Rickles and the Rat Pack? Anything with the Rat Pack that you could tell me about?
Well, I do Sinatra, and I went to dinner a couple of times with him. Uh, and Sammy Davis was the man who put up the money
Uh-huh.
for the lady picture with Lola Falana. Lola Falana was his.
The lady
Lola
Coco?
Falana. Yeah, he financed it,
Oh, he financed Lady
and
Coco.
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, I did the film. I did the film because he asked me to make a film with this new act that he has, that he took on. And that's how Lady Coco came about.
Wow. Just from this question, who knew? How about Don Rickles? You
Kind of
never met Don
interesting.
Rickles?
Oh yeah, I met him, really wacky. When I was married to Jane, we went to see Rickles for the first time at the Sahara Hotel in the
Wow.
lounge. And we were with, what the heck's his name? The guy who had the Sunday night variety show. What the heck was his name?
Oh,
Um,
tell me. You have to tell me the year. What year
and
was
he
it?
thought, well, I guess this is around 1962,
Early
63.
60s, huh?
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. People all imitated me, always talk like this, and he introduce acts. Ed Sullivan.
Ed Sullivan Show.
And
Yes, yes.
yeah, so Ed Sullivan and Jane and I went to see, we, we went to see him, Rickles, at the
Sahara?
Sahara Hotel.
Okay.
Sahara Hotel. He was in the lounge in those days. He wasn't in the main room yet.
Oh, wow. He wasn't even the
And
main
we
main
sat,
event.
not yet,
Not yet. Okay.
but the place was packed, and we were sitting, the three of us sitting there, and we were right up front, and everybody had heard about Rickles, including Jane and including Sullivan, and he came out, and the line had stopped for people to come in, but the line started immediately right outside the door for the next show. And there was a woman that was in the front line. She was a colored lady. And he came out on stage and said, hi, hi, hi. Then he looked at this lady and he said, ma'am, I'm sorry you didn't make it into this show. He said, but, I'll try and, make sure that you get a good seat for the next show since you're waiting in line. And then he looked at her and he said, but listen, while you're waiting around, will you dust off the furniture? Well, everybody fell on the floor. And of course, you could never say that today.
Yeah.
Because it really would, it would
too
be really a
controversial.
tough one.
Too controversial. It's
Yeah.
too PC.
Yeah. Oh, he was total controversy.
I know.
That was his whole game.
I loved
Without
it.
controversy. Yeah, I know. Everybody did too. But, it's the name of the game.
He was the insult king. He insulted every race, every face. There she is. Hello there,
Yeah.
Flo.
I'm glowing all right. I'm really sunburned, you guys.
Hey, we're
I
happy
really
to
got my-
have you.
Hi, gorgeous.
Hi.
Let's all
How are
catch
you?
up. Let's all catch up.
One thing I've
That's
never
my daughter.
done. Hi.
Hi, daughter.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are
One
you?
thing I've never done, Larry,
What's that, sir?
one thing I always avoided, I never get involved in the infighting of the girls. I can't show any favoritism. I love them all. I love Godiva. I love Hollywood. But I have to tell you, sometimes they want to kill. The worst enemy I've ever seen, and this was real hate. Two girls that went on camera and started literally killing each other. And I've got the footage to prove it. And that was the girl who tragically just died.
Wow.
Okay. She was dynamite. She was the first farmer's daughter. And she and Hollywood absolutely hated each other. And they would get in the ring together and literally punch each other silly. I mean, literally punch each other. So everybody used to say, Matt, why do you let Hollywood do that? Then somebody would say, wait a minute, Matt, why do you let, the farmer's daughter do that? I say, wait a minute. I can't get involved with that. I've got to let them fight it out themselves. And that's the best I can do. Like I said, I love them all.
That sounds
exactly.
Patricia, do you have anything you can add to this?
Well, he loves them all, but I can't stand most of them. So yeah, I loved them all back in Glow. Oops, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm just changing my thing here, the cord. There we go. Hopefully that charges. My phone is going good. I was on with Dallas and Angel. Man, they in their love.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say about who?
I was on with Angel and Dallas. They send their love. They're on vacation together.
Oh, how nice.
Yes.
Angel and Dallas? Where are they?
Yes.
Where are they?
Up north. At some lake. Yeah, at a beautiful lake where it's much cooler because it's hot up here. Yeah. So
hey boy,
I just got off the phone with them.
So
we had a nice chat.
Who was that? Who was it? Angel?
Yeah,
You're
Angel.
Talking about
Andrea.
Are you talking?
You know Andrea McKell, who played Angel. Yes. Angel and Dallas.
Okay.
Debbie Dallas.
Yeah, and they live up. She lives up in northern Nevada.
Northern California, Sacramento. Debbie does. Angel lives in Reno.
In Reno, right. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Terrific girls.
They are. I love them. And Roxy sends her love too, of course. Roxy.
I love Roxy and I love her daughter.
I love Roxy too. That's my girl.
Right,
that's my girl. We're best friends through all this. Huh?
Patricia, may I ask a question?
Well,
is Matt?
Yeah, sure.
Are you loved by like every single Glow woman that ever existed in Glow? It's just that's what it sounds like.
Oh no. There's a couple of them that would like to strangle me and have the actual hate. But for the most part, I think for the girls that count, I think I have a very good relationship with them. And because I adore them all, and they all come to me with the story about what this girl did and what that girl did and it falls on deaf ears because I can't take sides. And as much as I love Patricia, I'll never take a side, but I die for Patricia. I adore her. But I would never get involved. Yeah, I would never get involved with whoever somebody is in a battle with, because that's the absolute nature of being a Glow girl. They don't realize it, but they are being what they were trained to be. The bad girls and the good girls.
Yeah.
Okay? It's the good girls against the bad girls.
That's
And there's no denying that. You know, and if they don't have the identity, then they better get it. But, you know, I'm proud of them, like I said, because they've all done something with their lives. The ones that count have done something with their lives.
absolutely.
No, Bentley. Good job.
Patricia, he's talking about you. You know that because, well, that was a lot of love for you there. You see that? That's amazing.
Yes.
You're put on a pedestal right now, and I feel like I'm this big. So that's.
Well, I love Matt. I've got Matt's back no matter what. And I've always had Matt's back in Glow from day one. And everyone hated me because they thought I was going to run to Matt and tell him everything. But I wasn't. I was going to be cool, remain neutral.
No. Call it the snitch.
She never blew the whistle on anybody. No, no, that's not her nature.
But she would tell you a knock knock.
Not her nature.
She would tell you.
I will say knock knock. Yes, of course. Can never. Forget
I want to get him.
knock.
I want to get him a copy of Hundra.
Yes.
Do you have a video of Hundra?
I don't think I do. No.
I'll find it online.
It might be.
I have to.
It's great. Hundra's great. Yes. Anything Matt has put his heart and soul in is great. I mean, he's a #1 director in my books. All his movies are amazing. Classics.
I watched one today called Lady Coco. I just watched it today. And
nice.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was a great movie. I just really enjoyed everything about it. Just the fact she gets out of prison and she's so like ready to take on the world, and she wants to keep showering and showering because she wants to get the stench off of the criminal that she was. But she says 1.5 years of my life and I was innocent. You know, like I didn't do anything. It was just such a great, engaging movie. Mean Joe Green was in it. Mean Joe Green. Okay.
Wow.
And he was a hitman. And the fact that you have that action scene in the casino with the car jumping all over the place. I mean, and then you find out she was not really a woman. She's a man, a drag, and all that good stuff. Wow. It was just a twist.
Right.
What a story. We were going this way, that way, this way, that way. I was like, whoa. Yeah, I loved it.
Nobody had ever done that up to that point. Was let a girl, I played a real girl, playing the character up to the moment she's revealed.
That's great.
And I have to tell you, it showed a lot of ground. It really did. I loved it.
Yeah.
Matt, do you think most of your movies might have been controversial in your opinion? Especially when you hit the 70s and you were doing all those blaxploitation style, like the Black Six, Lady Coco, the Tangerine Man, who Sam Jackson and Quentin Tarantino praised that movie. So you have all these credits and you have current stars praising your work. That must say a lot about your work, sir.
Well, I think it was defined best by a couple of producers who said that the thing I try to do was always, I taught this also at schools, in universities, to film groups. I always try to make a film about something that somebody else didn't do. I don't copy anybody. I try to be something that's original, okay, and something that a major studio would never make because it would be too risky for them. So there's a lot of film. There's a great film called The Witch Who Came from the Sea.
That's good.
The British have re-released it. It's all over the world again. Very, very good film. I didn't write it. It's the only film I ever made that I didn't write.
Hmm.
And I have to tell you, I love that movie. But it's a tough movie to watch. The other one is Butterfly. And Butterfly is really a very touching film and a very good film. That one had Orson Welles, Stacy Keach. There's a very good cast. The picture went well.
And Patricia, real
What
quick,
else?
where did Patricia go?
Uh-oh, I had a call in, guys. I'm sorry. I had to axe that call.
Okay, no
Okay,
problem.
I'm right back. I'm here.
Patricia, did you ever audition for Matt in any of his movies? Or was that way before
Nope.
your time?
I didn't know. Only Glow.
Okay.
Yeah. Only the original Glow. And Glow can never be duplicated, by the way.
No.
So he's right about that.
We're losing you again.
That does. It can never be duplicated.
You there, Patricia?
You hear me?
Yeah, we're losing
Hello?
you.
Yeah.
You're frozen. There you go.
I'm here. Okay.
Patricia, how do
the
you stay so young?
I don't know. Thank you, Matt.
Patricia, why are we all getting old and you just stay the same? Where did you find the secret?
Oil of Olay.
I use sea salt. What do you think about sea salt when you scrub? Sea salt scrub. Do you think that works?
I think that's going to remove your skin. I don't know if it'll remove wrinkles.
I need a.
Eating sea salt is good. Pink Himalayan salt is delicious. It's all about your diet. So I eat really healthy.
So you said about the original Glow, Matt. Did you ever get talked to about the Netflix show? Did they talk to you about it before they actually went ahead with the Netflix series?
No. They never consulted me. They never talked. They never sent me a check. They offered me $5,000. I told them to shove it.
$5,000?
Yeah. And I told them to shove it, and we just let it. We just let it lay there. It's just one of those things that happens, you know. And I always found out that the best thing to do is not to go to court, because you devote your life to doing depositions, to going in for this hearing, going there, and all you've done is make lawyers rich. So my thing is, hey, if I can't settle it straight up, forget about it. Just move on and go. How do you think I did so many different projects? Is because I did so many of them because I was doing what I loved.
Absolutely.
But having to go to court over anything, I'm not ready to go and do that. That's it.
Right.
You just
that
put
makes
a bunch of lawyers out of business because you don't want to utilize them.
Well, you know, I guess there are some places where it's justified. But if you want to spend 3 years of your life, 3 precious years of your life trying to win, and the lawyer takes 40% and walks off with expenses and ends up with the money that you would have gotten, what did you get? You know, everybody knows what I did in Glow.
Mm-hmm.
Without me, there would not have been a show.
Exactly.
That's it. Plain and
That's right.
silly. You know, I mean, this other joker can come and say, well, the other code guy was McLean. McLean was terrific. He was the best host I ever had. David was wonderful. But I got to tell you, David could never put a show together in his life. Every show David did, after Glow tanked. But I mean tanked badly. And the reason is because David is trying to do something too noble, too big, too strong. He wants to make women's wrestling as good as the men's wrestling. It's never going to happen.
Yeah.
You can't put a female quarterback into a football game and expect her to walk off the field. Okay? And so just by natural, when the first breakup came, he thought we were going to sink. But we were going to be anything but sink. Because by that time, the first series had gripped so strong on the American public that girls were flocking to come and do the show. Whereas in the beginning, we couldn't get girls. Okay? It was very difficult. So the point is that, and the girls that left Glow, I feel bad about. I understand why they're upset. Because they really helped make Glow what it was in the beginning. But when they left with McLean, they buried whatever they had. Because after that, the girls that were still in the show were doing the Tonight Show. They were guesting on game shows. They were all over television. And of course, the other girls were not anymore because they weren't Glow girls anymore. So there are things that happen, and when that break came, the producers came to me and they said, "Man, what the hell do we do? We're losing this girl, we're losing that." I said, "We'll take a 3-month hiatus. I'll recast. I'll train the girls back again, and we'll get the show on the road." And the second half of Glow became stronger than the first half. And that's what made everybody really disappointed, And then you can't do something with the ladies. I would say to a girl, this sketch is going to go to this girl. And some girl come up to me and say, what did you do with her to give her that? Right away, they start swinging. And the point is, it's just too bad. I played for what was good. And every girl who became a star out of that show, I guarantee you, deserved it. They didn't do anything special to get in that position. They were terrific on their own. And that's how they got there.
Patricia,
and that's the story of Glow.
Patricia, speaking of getting there, is it true your father sent your headshot to Glow for you to get the audition for that at the age of 20?
Yes. Yeah. My father was a big wrestling fan. So I grew up at the Olympic Auditorium with my father, my brother, my other brother. My father used to transport the wrestlers to and from the hotels. He was a security guard, cop later on. So that's how I ended up wearing the Destroyer's mask when I was in diapers. I had the original Destroyer's mask. So Mr. Modo, Freddie Blassie, Classy Blassie, all those guys from the Olympic Auditoriums were friends with my father. So my father happened to watch Glow one Saturday morning and he called me out of my bedroom. So there I was, I'm sitting there with him and we're watching Glow and he told me to send in my headshot. Pretty much I did. He had me do it, and he said, just try it out. And I'm like, I can't do that. Here I was, a track runner. That was it. I was an athlete, a pretty good athlete, but not a wrestler. Yeah. I was a model, I did commercials, things like that, but never wrestled. So sure enough, I went to.
Shaking, by the way, your camera's shaking a little bit. Do you know why it's shaking?
Is it? It's okay. Let's see. I know I'm holding it. I don't have it on the pod. I don't have my pod here.
It's okay.
So I've got to hold it.
It's shaking just a little bit.
I know, it's probably my arm.
It's all good.
Here, let's see. If I could turn it this way, it'll be better. It'll be steadier. How's that?
That's beautiful.
Is that better?
You're beautifully framed.
Okay.
What do you say, Matt? Is she beautifully framed?
You know, she's beautiful in whatever frame you put her in.
I'm so hot. I have windblown, sunburn, face, hair. My hair's all knotted right now from the Jeep. Oh boy, what a ride. But
Speaking of fragrances, you remember that fragrance commercial you guys used to have? What was the name of the fragrance again?
oh, Fabergé. Fabergé.
How did that come about? How did the Fabergé become a part of the show?
Well, Michelin.
Because the man,
Yeah, go ahead.
because the man that owned the hotel also owned Fabergé.
Oh, as simple as that.
Yes.
And the center of the ring had the Fabergé logo on it.
So
Exactly.
So basically, would that be considered sponsorship at that point? So they were paying?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And then also another thing with you, Patricia, American Bandstand with Dick Clark. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I was doing the Dick Clark show when I was 16. I was a dancer and a singer. As Matt knows, that's why they chose me to sing the knockback jokes. But I got to meet Dick Clark. By the way, he wasn't a very nice guy. Very cranky.
Oh,
I touched his podium, and he told me not to get near his podium ever again. I'm like, oh my God. He was not nice. So forget Dick Clark. Rest in peace, by the way.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I was gonna say he's dead, isn't he? Now, Matt, did you ever work with him as well, with Dick Clark, by chance?
Say again?
Did you ever work with Dick Clark in the 1960s, or ever cross paths?
No, I never worked with Dick Clark. No.
Okay. Yeah,
No.
because his name
He
obviously.
he was really in the music business, and he was hugely successful. You know, his shows really had great audience attachment, and he was a very entertaining guy, but I never knew him. No.
Speaking of music, who wrote the lyrics for Glow? Who wrote those jingle songs that the girls would sing as they were
Well,
the ring?
a lot of them were written by the girls themselves. After a while, they got into their stuff, and you know, and the other one was Steve Blance, our writer. He wrote a lot of those jingles and some of those. I thought they were terrific, actually.
Very
I used to be entertained by them. Yeah.
I just know that they just. How about you, Sunny, California girl? Did you write your own lyrics?
I did not. I probably maybe wrote one of them or two, but Steve Blance wrote those for me. Yeah.
What's your favorite?
I had probably.
Go ahead.
I can't say I have a favorite. I have to say the original Glow Rap is probably my favorite.
Okay.
Because it's the most inspiring. I have to say all my personal raps were very cleverly written. Definitely was me to a T. I just couldn't remember most of them. I only remember a few. So, yeah. I've had a lot of concussions, Larry.
And that's real serious, too. And that's
yeah, it is.
It is. You believe the CTE and the chair shots and all that stuff that comes with the business now, they're finally taking it serious.
Yeah. Oh, it does. But I mean, I had a concussion a couple before I ever went to Glow.
Oh.
So, yeah, Glow just added to it, if you will. The pile driver and Beastie in our match, that got me. Yeah. That took me out to the hospital in Biloxi, Mississippi on tour.
Oh, my.
So that was a severe one. Yeah. They thought I broke my neck, but I landed just right where I did not break my neck. I'm sure Matt remembers that. I had to perform the next night on a bunch of painkillers and stuff with Beastie again and the pile driver, because that's where you have to let fear be gone. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck and you're going to be in trouble. If you freeze up, you're a goner. And that's how I lost my original tag team, Queenie. I actually had a tag team in the beginning, and she was injured in a monkey toss. She froze up and her collarbone popped out. Do you remember that, Matt?
Yep, I do.
Yep.
I
Yep.
remember all the injuries.
Yeah.
I never stopped hearing about them.
Yeah. So, when people say wrestling's fake,
Oh yeah.
tell them to get in the ring and try it.
Exactly.
And let's see how fake it is.
Now, Patricia knows, Matt.
It's not fake.
No.
It's not fake. It's predetermined.
Predetermined, and it is written. We know who's going to win and who's going to lose.
Exactly. That was the sad part for me because I always lost. I was the dingy blonde that always lost. I'm like,
I didn't want to bring it
Matt
up.
going to let me win?
Sonny, I didn't want to bring it up, but you did come away with a loser's purse a lot of times, right?
I did. I know. Why is that, Matt? We got to ask Matt that.
Why did she have to lose, Matt?
I won't commit myself to answering that question at all.
Plead the fifth. That's it. I actually took a guitar shot from Jeff Jarrett, so I have tinnitus in one ear. So I have permanent hearing damage in one of my ears. And so basically, when people say the word fake, I get bothered by it because I'm walking with it every day, so.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But,
those maneuvers are real. The moves are real. Acting meets the real stunt work, and that's not easy. You've got to do a triple threat of work while you're in the ring, and you've got to play to the cameras just right. So, which I acted very well. I acted like I was really hurt. I was always hurt.
But you ran
That's
for
great.
4 seasons. Matt, you ran for 4 seasons total, correct, for Globe?
Yes, we did. 26 shows a year. 4 seasons. We did 13 shows each semester. We did 2 semesters in every year. And we made exactly 102 shows in 4 years. 102 shows.
Wow.
With choreography, with dancing, with singing, and we never missed an uplink.
Wow.
You know what I mean by an uplink?
Well,
When you send the show out to the
yes.
we never missed the date.
I believe you were seen over 102 channels, if I'm not mistaken, at one point.
130
channels. Wow.
Yeah.
And what if someone decided
I heard
today?
we're still playing out, by the way. We're still on Tubi.tv, and we're on another, I don't know which network, another network besides Tubi currently, by the way, besides international. So we're still playing out there. Our old matches, yeah.
Well, now, what do you
cool.
think about everything in Hollywood seemingly now is a lot of remakes? What if someone said, Matt, we want to reboot Glow. We want to do a weekly show like the WWE in today's business. Could it work? What do you think? Both of you, actually.
I wouldn't. No, Glow in the 60s could never be Glow in 2020. Because
You mean in the 80s, Matt,
in the
not the
80s. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, wait a
I'm
minute.
sorry, in the 80s. In the 80s, could never be Glow
Or in the 60s.
into 220 because the problem is that our sense of humor has been accosted. We've been told there's certain things that are just not funny, even though people laugh.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to laugh. We've been told that we can't do that kind of humor anymore. And we can't touch those subjects. So there you go. And I had trouble in the show itself. I had I had no bosses. There was no network that ruled our committee, our thing. I had the yes and no on every single thing that went into that show.
Wow,
The
that's
yes and no. There was nobody else who could say, you have to play this for us or you have to take that out for us. It was the most unusual situation you could imagine. Nobody dictated anything in that show except me. When you watch those full 60 minutes, every one of them was placed in there by me. And I accepted the responsibility. So nobody else can get in trouble. I've been dying to say this for a long time because there are a lot of people going around that they co-created the show, they did this, they did that. Nonsense. Without me, there was no show. That's it. And if there was no me, there was no show. When he
Exactly.
tried to continue, okay? So the point is that the humor, I had a scene in the show where a black girl was in the middle of the ring and a bunch of the baddies were hitting her with watermelons.
Hmm.
And you wouldn't have that today.
No.
Now, of course, they
no.
were baddies. Also, one of the things that went to court, to the Supreme Court, was the fact that I burned the American flag on television. Okay? And I have to tell you, even the girl that had to do it was nervous about doing it. So there were all these things that were of the 60s. And actually, they were really coming out of the 80s. I always think 60s because the 60s were the revolutionary age. That's when America changed. It's finally when they said, no, Rock Hudson doesn't want to make love, okay? In that he wants to make love to her boyfriend, okay? That was taboo to do back then.
Yeah.
That has evolved. But you can't say or do everything. I've sat myself and I've gone through dozens of shows. And you don't know how many things I see that are really, really not acceptable today. At least you got to remember, we were not, and this is another very important point, we were not, okay? We were not a show that went on the network. We were on network stations. They were guided by the FCC. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah,
In other words, in other words, we were on ABC, CBS, NBC, all around the country.
You were given.
We were on all different independent stations, all these stations that had to be licensed by the United States government.
So you had eyes and ears everywhere on you. Basically, eyes and ears were focused on your show.
Yeah. So the point is that was the simple answer. Can we do Glow today? Well, of course we could do it, but we'll get ramrodded so bad
Twitter.
You won't believe it.
Yeah.
We would get ramrodded, and it's kind of sad, but in a way, it's really understandable. I made 3 black films in my life, and they were great experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to tell you something. I'm glad there are black filmmakers today making their movies, you know? And I'm glad that whole situation is in the middle of turmoil right now, but I think it'll come out as the best.
Patricia, real quick.
I think it's going to change after
Thank you,
the
Matt.
election.
Thank you so much for all that. Now, Patricia, I want you to say, would you say that you were part of a revolutionary thing then? I mean, if you think about what Matt just said, you were part of this revolution in the 80s.
Well, absolutely. Oh, yeah. This was a changing in our world. This was a change link, if you will. We were the beginning. We were the beginning before there was WWE, WWE Divas, and the wrestlers today, because they're not called divas any longer.
Yeah.
We were the beginning. Of course, there was the great women, Mae Young and, all the others before us, but not Glow. There is and never will be a Glow again. The 80s was perfect. Glow set the stage. It set the stage for these women wrestlers today. We did. We inspired a lot of these women, from what I understand. And gender, gay. We brought out so many people. It's incredible to have that. Still to this day, 32 years later, there's a huge fan base. Yes. You know, I just lost you guys. Sorry, because it's going dead. Yes, I think it's not charged now. What the heck is going on? I'm trying to charge it at the same time.
And you actually posed in Playboy, correct?
I did. I also, that was the great issue of Playboy, which is an iconic Playboy with Kiss. So I also casted the issue, and I was Paul Stanley and Ace Frehley. So that was pretty cool.
And you credit Glow. And Glow as being
a special edition Playboy.
Did Glow help you get to this point, would you say?
No, that Glow can't. This was 10 years. Actually, it was 1999. So exactly, actually really 11 years.
So Matt was right. He said that people found ways to make their way in the business after Glow, and you're a living proof of that. That you found
Glow was a great, Glow was a great part of my life. I went on to do many great things, and but through my life and knowing and doing what I'm doing, Glow is always a part of it. It's a big part of it. My book, there's Glow. My comic book, there's Glow. Sunny shines no matter where I go. So, and I owe that to Matt. Absolutely. Even though I lost, I don't hold that against him. It's my character.
But nobody ever sent me a copy of the comic book.
You never got the comic book?
And let's talk about your comic book too. You're a comic book hero.
I wonder what, yes, the first Glow girl to have that.
You better mail me one copy.
I will. I thought you had one.
Not at all.
I thought I brought one to CRN when I had you on my show.
Nope.
Okay.
Never gave me a comic book.
I'll have to send you one, Matt. I thought you had one.
I want one too.
Yes, I think you better.
I want one too.
Yes.
I want one too.
I'll send you guys one.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So Squared Circle Comics, I'm the first Glow girl to have a comic book. It's done about my story, my lifetime story, condensed in a comic. And of course, Glow is a big part of it. So, yeah.
Okay, I better see it.
Okay. I thought you had one. I got to send you one, man. I'm
Matt,
sorry.
Are you working on anything currently, sir? Are you working on any projects right now? Or are you just enjoying retirement?
No, I'm writing my memoirs.
Oh, okay, excellent. Is there any date that you're going to be releasing anything, you think, at this point?
Only when I got it finished.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
No, but I've got a lot of it done.
I mean, seriously, I like I said, I went through your resume, and I seriously thank you. It's an honor to have you on our show today, and I really appreciate your
It's been
time.
really fun, and you're a very gracious guy, and you're terrific, and thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm going to be in touch with you if that's all right, to let you know how we're doing as well. Is that all right with you?
Of course.
Okay, great.
Of course. Please do.
Is that your
I
wife over
see
there?
Lynn.
You want to say hello to your wife? Is she available to say hello real quick?
I just saw Lynn pass by.
Lynn.
Yes, I'm right here.
Yes, my wife is right here.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi,
Hey,
Lynn.
can you, I want her to hear me. Can you hear me?
Get down. Get down.
Can you hear me?
Here's our dog, too.
Here's our dog.
Hello, Dougie. Hi, Dougie. I just want to say thank you,
dog-
Lynn. Tell her thank
Family.
you for helping us out with the audio.
Say something, honey.
I can't. You've got headphones on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me unhook the headphones.
We have a dog that I want to tell you. If I try-
Hold on.
There we go.
There we go. Sorry, had to unhook him.
Well, we can't hear them that well. Can you hear them, Patricia?
It's really hard to hear. Yeah. I can't hear. Yeah,
You just
barely.
plug the headphones in and use them yourself. Technical difficulties, Patricia.
I know. Well, I'm holding my phone all this time. Hey, I'm going to
you
get
can-
muscles.
Hey,
See
you
those muscles?
yeah.
Okay,
I do.
hi. Sorry.
I do.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. We just couldn't
Hi,
hear
Lynn.
you. I wanted to thank you for allowing us to have him with us today and helping us with the audio.
Yeah. No problem. I'm his technical advisor when it comes to Zoom and all those things. 'Cause I'm on it every day of my life for hours.
There's a baby. So
And this
pretty.
is our puppy, Meet Blue.
I do.
We adopted him in February because our other shepherd passed on Halloween last year. I think Patricia, you other dog, just in
I
his in
did.
her last she was in her last days. So Blue is about 4 years old ish. We got him from a shelter out in Baldwin Hills.
Beautiful.
And he's still
beautiful.
learning how to behave.
German
And
Shepherds are
anyway,
great.
He's unbelievable because I can't go near her.
oh wait,
He comes
here.
and separates us.
Can you hear him?
He comes and separates us like you can't believe. He's the most lovable and the most vicious dog you could ever see. Get your hands off me.
Let me take the dog.
Anyway,
Goodbye,
thank
guys.
you very
Goodbye.
much, guys.
Thank you both.
Bye, Lynn.
Take care.
Take care, Matt. Bye-bye now.
How do you doing this evening, ladies and gentlemen? Great! I've got a knock-knock joke for you all this evening. Knock-knock. You must have been a beautiful baby. And I certainly wasn't talking about my pony,
And the big ape attacks her from behind. She's no fan of knock-knock jokes. Now the wild woman's chewing on her ear. It's lobe at first sight, or bite. Johnny C. would never... But the beach girl says, Vincent, then go away. Whoa! She 360s her with a Malibu punch. There's the pin. No, the beast powers out at the 2 count. Of trouble as the eyesore mounts the corner. Ooh, wipe out. That giant splash.
Quick question,
Yes.
Patricia. I was wondering, could you tell me about some of the current projects that you're working on right now?
Yes, I am working on my autobiography, my life story. I'm sorry, guys. I'm playing with my hair because it's a mess and it's tangly. Whew, and it's hot here.
What's the name of
It's
that
probably about
shampoo
100.
The shampoo from Glow. What's the shampoo from Glow? Fabergé.
Fabergé Brut.
Do you still have a bottle of that by chance? Do you still own? Do you have possession of one of those bottles?
I don't. Yeah,
You
if I
could-
did, it'd probably be a little bit, ooh.
It'd
I don't
be
know if
worth
it'd be
some
smelling
money.
good anymore.
You probably could make $5,000 from that one bottle. I guarantee you that.
I know, right? Right. So I'm working on my autobiography, which will be made into a Lifetime movie or Reels movie.
Wow.
We'll see how it gets out. So I'm super excited about it. Yeah.
And you have any
Really excited.
release date?
And some future projects, which I can't mention yet. We have to go. Bloop.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Sippity doo
Yeah.
Is there a
Exactly.
date that you can start revealing online that we're going to look for you online and find you somewhere?
Yeah, probably, you know, it'll start popping up soon, I would imagine.
Is there any social media? Were you anywhere for your fans to follow you? Do you want to tell anyone how to find you?
Absolutely. I'm on Facebook, Patricia Summerland, Instagram, Patricia Summerland, Twitter, Sunny Glow or Glow Sunny.
Okay.
If I'm either way. Or you could just Google me. I'm everywhere. Sunny shining everywhere. You can find me. Patricia Summerland comes up pretty much everywhere, from what I understand.
You practically lived in Vegas for all those years. You were working for the show. Did you commute
Yes.
to LA?
I did. I commuted back and forth on the weekend. My parents lived in Cyprus, so I would go visit my parents and then go back. And then after Glow was over, after my dad passed away at the end of Glow, that's why I left at the end of Glow, that you don't see Sunny anymore, because my father was really ill. So he had passed away, and which was really hard.
I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah, my dad was everything to me. That was tough. So Matt pulled me out of the ring, actually, and told me that my dad was not doing well. He was in the hospital. So I had to take a flight down to Long Beach and spend 5 days with him. And then he passed away. So I returned to Vegas, hoping that I could get back with Glow. And guess what? It was over. There was no Glow. So what was I going to do? So I ended up starting my own wrestling show called Battling Beauties.
Oh,
I
wow.
trained the girls myself. I had the referee in Glow, Benny, he did the wrestling ring for me. He built my wrestling ring.
Okay.
So that was the show on the Strip. So I was Sunny Summerland. I started as a sex symbol. I wore Raquel Welch's 1000 Years BC uniform. I was blonde, crimped hair. It was a lot of fun. I had that for about a year, I would say. Yeah. And then I ended up being an NFL poster girl for 4 teams. So I've lived a very colorful life.
Yes.
And very blessed, you know, to do a lot of things that most girls only dream of, you know.
Absolutely.
So I'm very thankful and very, very happy, you know, and to share my journey, the ups and downs, because just to let everybody know, it hasn't been easy. And, you know, without going into it, some pretty serious things that you guys will be able to read. You know, I'm going to share that with everybody. My past is very complex. I wasn't blessed with a normal life at birth. So again, I'm still very blessed because I'm here to talk about it and to share my story and my journey. Yeah, and they're always with us. Absolutely. I'm very spiritual. So including my ex-husband, which I lost. My husband of my daughter, Shayna, passed away in 2012, which was a shock, at 46. And he's with us all the time. Of course, they're always with us, you know. I know there's God, so I believe in God, Jesus, you know, if you will, because are they the same? I actually passed away when I was a kid. I you know, flatlined for 4 minutes. And that story will be in my book. He didn't want to take me then. So, and my vision that I had was a picture of a beautiful man. Was he Jesus or God? That's one thing I'll never know until I really go, I suppose.
So we all go.
You know, these are the things that are unanswered, right? Because we really don't. But when you do die, I felt myself going up and he brought me back. They defibrillated 4 times And my mom had a heart attack on the way to the hospital. It was 4 minutes. I had flatlined. So, yeah.
What year was that?
And
how long ago was that?
I was barely 16. No, it was 1981. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'll remember to the day I die. So, am I afraid of dying? No. Do I want to die now? No, because I have my grandchildren. I want to watch them grow up.
You want to see them.
But I don't have that fear as most people do, because I've been through what I've been through, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And you're
Yeah, absolutely. So I believe your father's with you. In fact, he's probably the bright light right behind you, shining, always.
And
always.
thank you. You're going to get me emotional now. Thank you for saying that. That really means a lot to me. And I just want to, on a positive note, you know, I've almost been 2 years sober. And I want to
Wonderful.
I want to ask you, are you a certified counselor from what I read as well about you and your
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. That's fantastic. That's great news.
Yes.
So when we party, we're going to do the flavored water. Really good.
I love that there's a party already to happen. That's the
It's a party. Well, you're invited when there is, for sure.
Well, you know, this is why I love your career, reading about it, learning about it. It seems like you've had such a, just like Matt's, you know, Matt, the creator of Glow, he's had such a great decades of license. He's a little bit older than both of us. Amazing career, amazing life. And I know about his wife. I read up on her, very good woman. And I know
yes.
And you know what? It seems like just he's such a giving heart, even at his mid-age of 80s now, mid-80s.
Yes.
Such a giving man. It was just such a pleasure to have both of you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad we could do this. It's exciting. And thank you for having us. Absolutely. You're a great host. The host with the most.
I know, the host with the most. What can I say?
With the LL, right?
Larry Lawrence. The name's so nice, they named him twice.
There you go. I love it.
but Patricia, thank you so much. You've been wonderful. If we do any more follow-ups with you in the future, that'd be cool, right? We're going to get
Absolutely.
Okay, Patricia, thanks for coming on our show. And everyone, you're going to see this coming up on Larry's new wrestling podcast and stuff.